All right, this story is from the AITA subreddit as well and is called, Am I the Astronaut for Rejecting a Baby Name Suggestion from My Mother-in-Law After She Claimed It Would Serve My Daughter Better in the Future? Not a mother-in-law story. Not an unreasonable request from a mother-in-law. Also, irksome, irritating, annoying. Why must you be so constantly irksome? My husband and I chose the name Kala for our daughter who is due soon. Her middle name has not been revealed as of yet, but we have chosen one. My mother-in-law asked if we meant we are naming our daughter Callista with the nickname Kala, and my husband said, no, just Kala. She asked who came up with the idea, and my husband told her we decided the name together, and we weren't changing our minds either. He said this because she made the face like she was in pain. Is that the name you chose, or is that just short for something? A few days later, mother-in-law suggested to me that I should seriously consider doing Callista with the nickname Kala instead of just Kala. She said Callista would serve my daughter better as a grown woman. She told me my family might like unusual names. I'm lyric, for example, but many people struggle because of them. And while Kala isn't that unusual, it's not as known as Callie and doesn't have any real nickname options other than Cal, which sounds more masculine. She told me I never had a nickname to fall back on, and lyric is such a specific name, and Kala is as well. She told me to take what we like out of it and think about our daughter's future. I told her we did think of our daughter's future. It's why we gave her a name that was not difficult to say or spell, but was still uncommon enough to not meet others or many others with the same name. I told her the name sounded good to our ears on a woman or a little girl, and for that reason, we would not be using Callista instead. My mother-in-law told me I wasn't really listening to her, and she had just given us a way to still use the name we wanted, but just to do better for our daughter. She accused me of not caring about the impact the name Kala could have on our daughter. She told me she wouldn't even bother with my husband, since he has always refused to go by his full first name. But she had thought as a mom and as someone with an odd name, I would care more for my daughter's happiness. Am I the astronaut? The question is, am I the astronaut for rejecting the baby name from my mother-in-law after she claimed it would serve my daughter better in the future? No, you're not an astronaut for not using the name that your mother-in-law strongly suggested. And it was strong. It was strongly suggested. And Kala is C-A-L-L-A. Callista was C-A-L-I-S-T-A. Let's talk about mother-in-law for a second, though. Mother-in-law, the way that she approached this, I love if someone doesn't accept your suggestion saying, oh, no, you're not listening to me. That's her reaction if she doesn't get her way. Oh, you must not be understanding me clearly. Please try to listen closer. No, mother-in-law, I'm pretty sure that we heard you perfectly. We understand what you're saying. We're just not accepting that suggestion. Sorry. The suggestion box is closed. And thus begins the lifelong battle of mother-in-law trying to control everything. I would like to know, I wish this was a follower submission. I'm curious how controlling mother-in-law was during the wedding, which is, usually the first indicator of how controlling they're going to try to be for the rest of your lives. I imagine she tried to exert some control, and OP and hubby drew a line and said, hell no. And this is attempt number 2. She's not doing anything crazy. She's just doing no, you must not have heard me. It doesn't matter. It's their choice. It's their choice what to name their kid. You as a grandparent don't get a vote. Sucks, right? But that's the way it is. You don't get a vote. For me, it's the mother-in-law. It's the mother-in-law's reaction to no. No is a complete sentence. It's the mother-in-law's reaction to that, saying, "Oh, you must not have been listening to me." Oh yeah, because you have to be right about everything, right? Marble City Mom Meow says if Kala doesn't like her name when she's older, she can change it. My daughter changed her name. There you go. She can make that decision when she's older. Meg Not Megan says, I'm just Meg on birth certificate and everything, but people always try to add letters to it. LOL. I'm not going to lie. When I was going through this story, Kala, every time I said the name, I was like, Kala, what's your issue? Hey, when she gets old enough to have a license, it's going to be a caller ID, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to find a way around it. And maybe that's not even how you pronounce it, but it's their choice. It's their choice what to name their kid. You don't get a vote, and no is a complete sentence, Mom. So When somebody says no, they mean no. This is going to be fun once the baby is here, because she's not done bitching about it. Guarantee you that. She's not done bitching about it. And also, I think she's probably going to pull shit like this with every decision you make for your child. Where they're going to school, breast or bottle feed, what you're feeding them, how you're dressing them, how you fix her hair. It is all going to be a matter of contention for mother-in-law, and that's going to be a hell of a good time. You know what? I'm going to give Mom a 2 right now for this isolated incident. However, I think in the grand scheme of things, this is probably an ask on one mother-in-law. If she did interfere with the wedding, and she did what she did here, we know. But if she does interfere with everything else that you do for your baby, and I think she probably will, she's going to find herself in ask on one territory very quickly. For this specific instance, it wasn't crazy. It was just disrespectful, and she definitely shouldn't have done it.